Shaylee Peters here with you on the Rural Radio Network, and we're over here in the arena, and tonight is the final night of the Stock Dog Trials. I've got here with me Bob Wagoner. He's a participant in tonight's finals, and then also he's with the National Cattle Dog Association. And Bob, tell us about this year's events.
This is one of the biggest trials in the country. We have 3 different classes that participate. We have an open class, which is handlers of a more advanced level with more advanced dogs. We have an intermediate class, which is for handlers who haven't been in an open class. And then we have what's called a nursery class, which is handlers of any level but with younger dogs, younger, less experienced dogs. And in addition to that, we have 2 different finals going on. Tonight, for instance, we have the finals of the Midwest, the National Cattle Dog Association Midwest Regional Finals are held here. Last night we had the preliminaries, or the semifinals for that, where there were 20 dogs competing. We also yesterday had the finals of the intermediate class in the Midwest region. This afternoon we just finished the nursery class in the Midwest region. And tonight we will have the top 10 dogs in the Midwest region competing in a finals, as well as the top 10 dogs from the 2 trials here at the fair competing. So it's a big trial, and it's long days.
I'm sure, and it's something that's truly phenomenal to come out and watch. This is the 5th year of the Nebraska State Fair, and I think you've had growing attendance almost every year. Talk about your expectations with that.
Well, this has been an amazing trial. We've actually filled the arena on our nighttime shows, and we're hoping to do that again tonight. People seem to really appreciate what these dogs can do. Obviously, most of the people in the stands are comparing these dogs to their pets at home, and these dogs generally will outperform a pet dog. And it's really fun to watch a 40-pound dog move an 800-pound steer and control them, and control them with finesse, not with just a lot of barking and aggression and running around. The obstacles that we have to go through require our dogs to have real skill and be able to handle the cattle calmly, carefully, and make them do exactly what they want to do without getting upset.
And as a handler yourself, talk a little bit about how much work goes into these stock dogs. I mean, it's not something that you work with them every once in a while, is it?
No, many of us who are in this business also have cattle. I have a herd of registered Charolais at our ranch, and we need the dogs. We absolutely need the dogs to move the cattle. And when we start training a dog, we'll generally start them when they're fairly young. We'll see if they're interested in stock, and when they're interested, we begin training them, generally with stock that are really well broken, which means they've been exposed to dogs, they're very comfortable working with dogs, they respect the dogs. We don't want the young dogs to get hurt. We want them to have a successful and enjoyable experience. And then it's a matter of not that many minutes a day, but virtually every day you need to be working these dogs to get them up to this level.
And what will be your participation tonight? Do you just have one dog, or do you have several?
Much as I hate to admit it, I only have one dog tonight in the finals, and it's not my top dog, unfortunately. My top dog just had a bad weekend. It wasn't her trial.
Okay, and what's been the highlight, do you think, so far between we'll go into night 2 here, but of night 1?
Well, clearly night 1, the highlight was the Midwest Regional Semifinals. We ran 20 of the top dogs in the region. In order to be in those regional finals, you had to earn points in a National Cattle Dog Association sanctioned trial. And then the top 20-point winning dogs in this region competed last night, and the top 10 are coming tonight. And last night the cattle had been tough all day, but as we got through the night, the cattle got better and better, and we could really handle them well. And I think it was a very successful trial and very entertaining to watch.
And do you think the course this year is any more difficult? What would you rate that at?
More difficult than last year, for instance?
Yep.
I think it's probably about the same. You're going to find that the cattle tonight are going to want to go back to the place where they're set out from and the place where we've been exhausting them continuously. So we've sort of set the course up so that it flows in a way that doesn't encourage them to run back to the exhaust. Setting up a course is a challenge and an art in some respects. Jeff Mundorf from Iowa has designed most of these courses for us. He's a master course designer. He's also a director of the National Cattle Dog Association, represents the Northeast region. And you'll see if you're here. It's going to be a challenging course, and we'll have fun doing it, I hope.
All right, well, thank you again, and good luck tonight. We've been visiting with Bob Wagoner, and he is one of the participants and also helped set this thing up this year for the stock dog trials at the State Fair. Truly something to come down and see. From the 2014 Nebraska State Fair, I'm Shaylee Peters with the Rural Radio Network.